Hi everyone, my name is Becca, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm here with my top 15 favorite romances of 2019. If you haven't seen my top 12 favorite fantasies of 2019, I will leave a link down below because I did post that earlier this week. And now we are here with my 15 favorite romances because I can't narrow it down to 10, ever. So here we are. Since it was so hard to narrow it down anyway, I do have some honorable mentions, and we'll get into those first. First up, we have The Friendzone by Abby Jimenez. This one is about Kristen and Josh, who they meet by getting into a car accident. They find out that both of their friends are about to get married to each other, and they're in the wedding party, and they have to play nice. They kind of start to develop feelings for each other. The only thing is that Kristen's in a relationship already, and even though she's having doubts about that relationship, she is having complications with her uterus, and she is about to have a hysterectomy, which will lessen the chances of her having children. And Josh wants a really big family, and she knows this, so she's trying to keep herself away from him because of that. But it doesn't always, help, especially if she's not going to tell anybody about that. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. I can't even remember what rating I gave it. I think it was like a 4 or 4.5. The ending, it would have been a 5-star book if it wasn't for that ending. That's all I can say. That's why it's in my honorable mentions. And then we have The Wallflower Wager by Tessa Dare. This is the fourth, and I want to say final book in the, oh no, it's the third book? I could have sworn it was the fourth. I just developed a whole new book. But yeah, it is the next book in the series. I can't remember what the series is called. The Girl Meets Duke series. And this one follows Gabriel and Penelope. And Gabriel just bought a house next to Penelope. And he's trying to restore the house and get it up for sale. And then Penelope has all of her animals that need to be treated, need to be taken care of all the time. And that's not helping the sale of the house. So Gabriel is trying to help Penelope find homes for those animals. And of course they have their romance. And I am just dropping books. I really love this book. I wish it was in my favorites, but it's just not. I feel like Penelope and Gabriel were one of my favorite romances in the series. If anything, this one and the first book, The Duchess Deal, were my two favorites. I really love this series anyway, and I really like Tessa Dare's writing, and I can't wait to get more into her books. And then my last honorable mention is one that I really, really wish this one would have made it, because I really loved it when I read it, and I probably love it even more now too, who knows. But it's The Deal by Elle Kennedy. This is the first book in the Off-Campus series. I just, if you could tell, my allergies are just full force right now. But yeah, I really love this book. Even though it's set in college, and it's about a college hockey team. And we have Hannah and Garrett. Garrett is, in a hockey team. I don't know much about sports, so I can't tell you anything like that. I like to read about it, and I like to watch sports movies, but I don't like sports. Don't at me. But Hannah and Garrett in the same class, and Garrett is, I think, failing that class or something like that. He needs to be tutored, and he asks Hannah to tutor him, and she's just like, no thanks, bye. And he kind of persuades her to tutor him, and they have their romance, and it's just really cute, and I really loved it. But yeah, I really do like sports romances, and I like sports movies, but I don't like sports. Okay, now we can get into the actual 15. And of course, we can start with all the books that are falling. I did rank these from 15 to 1, and some of them, there are like multiple books for one ranked. How do I say this? Like, for number 3, I believe, there's like 2 books, and yeah, you know what I mean? Alright, number 15, though, is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I listened to this on audiobook and really, really enjoyed it. It was my second Taylor Jenkins read. I read Evelyn Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo last year, and I believe that was also on my favorites list. I think it was like in the top. This one, I was really skeptical going in. I didn't know if I really even wanted to read it. But I did get the audiobook for it and absolutely fell in love with the audiobook and realized that if I had read this physically, I wouldn't have enjoyed it. But listening to the audiobook just really, really helped. And it's literally about Daisy Jones and the band The Six and how they collaborate. And it's just all told in interview format, and it's all about like sex and drugs and relationships and just like all of that, like rock and roll. It's set in the 70s. Yeah, it's set in the 70s, and I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. What else can I say? It's number 15 because everything else was just so much better, but in my opinion, I know this is a lot of people's like favorite book, but I still absolutely loved it. So number 14 was actually Fight or Flight by Samantha Young. This one's like a hate to love. It's where two people meet on a plane and then somehow they keep meeting up in the same place. He's pretty much an asshole. He's Scottish too. And she is just really having a bad day, if I remember correctly. Yeah, she's just having a really, really bad week, actually. And he's just not making it any better. But they keep meeting up at the same place. He keeps being an asshole. And finally, they just decide they have an attraction for each other. And they decide to just, consummate that attraction. And I really liked it. I think I listened to the audiobook for this one as well. And I really enjoyed the audiobook. So I just really liked it. I know a lot of people didn't. And I understand that. But this was definitely for me. Alright. Number 13 is actually 2 books. See what I mean? It's The One You Fight For and The One For You by Ronnie Lauren. Books 3 and books 4. Or books 3 and 4 in the series. I don't have book 4 because it came out on the 31st and I haven't picked it up yet. But I did get the arc for it, which is how I read it. And really freaking loved it. If anything, book 4 is my favorite. But I loved book 3 too. Like, I love this whole series. I'm so happy that I ended up picking this up. I actually picked up the series because of Colleen Hoover, and she was reading it and really loving it. So me and my best friend, because we're obsessed with Colleen Hoover, we decided to pick it up as well, and we freaking loved it. So yeah, there's 4 books in the series. The ones that I read this year and really loved are books 3 and 4, but I highly recommend this series. It's the Ones Who Got Away series. And it's really set 12 years after a horrible shooting during prom day in this high school. I can't talk. And each book follows a different survivor of that shooting. And it's amazing. And I loved it. And the romances are just perfect. Alright, number 12 are we on? And that is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. Yes. Oh my god, this is a Renaissance fair romance. It's a little bit of a hate to love, and it's freaking great. I loved it. I don't even know what else to say. I mean, it follows Emily and Simon. Emily has to join the Renaissance fair, or help volunteer, so her niece can volunteer, because that's what she really wants to do. So Emily decides to join with her so she can get in. Simon just doesn't like her from day one, and he's one of the I can't say founders, but he's one of the ones who runs this Renaissance fair, and he just doesn't like her from day one. Though, you don't know, maybe he does, and he's just not showing it well. But I just really, really love this. Like, all of these are just ones I want to reread right now. I really just love the writing, and I love the romance, and I loved the characters, and yeah. That was number 12. Number 11, Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey. I thought this would be higher on the list. I think when I read it, it was higher, but I just have read so many good romances. Like, all of these books I could have told you were probably, like, my top 5 or top 10, and then it's like, I just kept reading a better one after, and it was just like, okay, fine. But yeah, Fixer Upper Tessa Bailey. I did not think I was going to like this at all because Georgie, who is our main character, is a clown. And I don't like clowns. But I like Georgie. And it's about her and Travis. And Travis was a professional baseball player. And then I think he suffered an injury and had to move back home. Yeah. And him and Georgie have known each other for a long time because Travis is Georgie's brother's best friend. And, there's this whole thing, you don't date your friend's little sister. Well, screw that, because I love their romance. I do agree Travis wasn't always the best, but I just really love them, and I love this book, and I loved the writing, that it just, of course, made my favorites list. And it's really funny, too, at times. I just really liked it. Alright, are we on number 10 now? Okay. There's Something About Sweety by Sonia Manon. This is the third book in the When Diplomat Rishi series. Though it's the second companion. I don't okay, in my opinion though, this is like a straight companion, like a direct companion, where what was it, From Twinkle, or what the hell was that one called? Yeah, From Twinkle with Love. It has nothing to do with any of the characters. I think it's set in the same like school, in the same town or whatever, but it has nothing to do with any of the characters that, at least from what I saw. I did not enjoy From Twinkle with Love, but I loved There's Something About Sweety, and I loved When Diplomat Rishi, so it had to make it. I think the fat representation in this is perfection. I love that. I could say that I would kill Sweety's mom if I ever met her in real life. I loved Ashish, who is Rishi's brother. I love that family so much. And I love Ashish and Sweety. Yes. Number 10, guys. Oh. There's Ashish and Sweety. And Sweety, likes to, or, I don't want to say, well, yeah. Yeah, she's a track athlete, so she likes to run. I can't stand that. But she really enjoys it, and so they race in the scene, and it's so cute. And I'm telling you, I just want to reread all these books right now. Alright, now we're down to number 9. Wow. The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I read this when it first came out. What was it? 2013? Oh, 2016? Yeah, I could have sworn it came out earlier than that. But I first read it when it first came out, and I thought it was okay. I give it 3 stars. And then I reread it because of Sally Thorne's newest book, 99% Mine, which was on my worst books of 2019. I'll leave that link down below as well for you guys. That one I also posted earlier. And, yeah, I did not like that book, but I loved this book. Hate to Love, again, I thought it was just perfection, and it was amazing, and I love the characters, and it was hilarious at times, and it was just so good. And can you sense a theme here? I really love a hate to love romance. Alright. Number 8? Number 7? No, this is number 8, right? Yeah. No, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right because I know I'm missing one. I have my notebook here to help me with this, but where are we? Okay, yeah, we're on number 8. Okay, yeah, we're number 8. Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Okay, this one is the first son of the United States and the Prince of Wales, of course, set in England. Yeah, so it's literally the first son and the Prince of Wales fall in love, and it's so freaking cute. First, it's a hate to love, at least one-sided, if anything, and then it just turns into this beautiful freaking romance that I would die for. Oh my god. There's also, like, these text messages are like emails and stuff, and they're just great, and I love their romance. And like, it's a hate to love that turns into almost like a forbidden kind of thing. Nobody knows that the Prince of Wales is gay, but everybody knows that the first son is bisexual, I believe. So they can't let that out. But, you know, of course, it's got to get out. And it's so good, and I loved it. And it's on a lot of people's favorites list, so if you haven't read it, I would just highly recommend it. Alright, number 7. The Romance Book Club by Alyssa K. Adams. I freaking love this book. And it's about Gavin, who's a professional baseball player. I do love my sports romances, guys. He's a professional baseball player, and him and his wife they're struggling in their marriage, and his wife asks for a divorce. Gavin, though, doesn't want to give her a divorce. He still loves her, and he knows that she still loves him, but they're just going through some things. And he decides to join this historical romance book club in order to like get to know women more, and to like really know what goes on in, like, you know, inside a woman's head and stuff like that, and what they want, what they desire, stuff like that. It's just so freaking cute. And there's also passages from the historical romance that they're reading, which, yes, I absolutely loved it. That's why it's on my favorites list. This was number 7. Alright, number 6. And of course, yeah, I don't have my iPad with me, so it's over there. I am not getting up to get it. But number 6 was Birthday by Meredith Russo. That book was just absolutely amazing. It was heartbreaking. It was harrowing. It was just absolutely beautiful. That one is a dual perspective where we follow 2 teenagers. One is, I can't think of his name. But we follow, they're 2 best friends. We follow, I want to call him Eric. I think his name is Eric. I could be wrong. This is why I needed my iPad. But we follow him, and there's a lot going on inside with his family and everything. Like, I think it was he joined the football team or something like that, and he doesn't want to play football. He never really wanted to. He always wanted to make music and things like that. He just wanted to follow his passions, but his father wanted him to, like, man up and join the football team. And there's a lot of, like, domestic abuse, mental abuse, depression, stuff like that on his side. And then on Morgan's side, which is our other perspective, Morgan was born male, but is transgendered and, you know, sees herself as a female, but can't tell anybody else. She is developing feelings for her best friend Eric, and Eric is sort of also developing feelings for Morgan, though, you know, he's struggling and he's confused because he doesn't believe he's gay, and he doesn't know that Morgan is transgendered and sees herself as female. And it's on Morgan's side, it's about her figuring out that she's transgendered and struggling with that, and struggling with being able to tell anybody. And there's, oh my god, depression and thoughts of suicide. So a lot of trigger warnings for this book, but it's absolutely beautiful, and it's definitely well worth the read. And yeah, it's in my favorites list. I highly recommend it. Alright, number 5. Reaction, number 5 already. Number 5 is 4 books. Because, well, I had to include them. I had these upside down. So yeah, I had to include these. These are the Reluctant Royals series. We have books 2 and 3, and then we also have the novellas, which is 2.5 and 3.5, or no, 1.5 and 2.5. I absolutely love this series. It's one of my favorites. I listen to them all on audiobook because the audiobooks are freaking fantastic. I highly recommend them. And yeah, they're all amazing. I've talked about this series a lot on my channel. And I will just rave about it to to the end. I just absolutely loved it. And then we have number 4, which is On the Cob Up by Angie Thomas. I thought this was going to be my favorite book of the year the minute I read it. And it was so close. I mean, it is, number 4? So it didn't go down the list too much, but oh my god, I love this book. Again, I listened to an audiobook. A lot of my favorite books were audiobooks, because the audiobooks I listened to were the ones that I really, really enjoy, and I love the accents and the narration, and I love the story. There's also, because we follow Star, I want to say her name is? Oh no, I'm sorry, Bree. I don't know why I got Star. We follow Bree, who, her father was a rap star, and Bree wants to follow his footsteps and become one of the greatest rappers of all time. But of course, nobody... Oh, okay, never mind. Her father was an underground hip-hop legend who died right before he hit big. Something like that. But yeah, she wants to be one of the greatest rappers of all time, and she can rap. I really don't listen to rap. I listen to a little bit here and there, but I don't really listen to rap. But, oh my god, I loved Bree's songs. Like, her rapping was fantastic. The narrator can rap. Like, it's just fantastic. Like, I highly, highly recommend picking this up if you haven't. If you haven't picked up The Hate You Give, pick that one up as well. Another fantastic audiobook. I just really love Angie Thomas and her books. And again, I will rave about them and her until the end. Like I said. Alright, we're down to my top 3. And like I said, number 3 was 2 books. So, number 3, you saw it, is Heartstopper, volumes 1 and 2, because I couldn't decide between both, because they're both freaking fantastic, and I love them both so damn much. These are graphic novels about Nick and Charlie, and it's all about Nick and Charlie meeting and falling in love, and Charlie knows that he's gay, he's out to everybody, but Nick doesn't. Nick starts to fall for Charlie, and then he has to struggle with the realization that he is gay, and how is he going to come out to his friends, and does he even want to be friends with those friends, and it's so good. Oh my god, there's also rugby, so again, another sport. I absolutely love them. They're by Alice Oseman. I highly recommend them. I believe everybody and their mother, though, has read it, so, I mean, I'm one of the late ones to the bandwagon, but I've read them now, and I absolutely love it, and I can't wait for volume 3. Oh, the volume 3 is going to be amazing. There goes all the books. Alright, number 2, we are nearing the end, and it is I Wish You All the Best by Mason Deaver. Oh my god, this one. Okay, this one we follow, oh no, what's your name? Ben. We follow Ben, and Ben is non-binary, and has come out as non-binary to their parents. Their parents don't care for that. They disown him, they throw him out. It's off. Did I say him? Okay. They disown them and they throw them out. It's still a struggle for me to remember that Ben is non-binary. And as well as Mason Deaver is non-binary, and this is Own Voices. So yeah, Ben has come out as non-binary to their parents, and their parents disown them, throw them out, and then Ben has to call their sister and ask their sister to come and help. Ben hasn't seen her for a while, and the sister also doesn't really get along with her family as well. So it's just it's gorgeous. Ben goes to a new school, meets new friends and meets, what is his name? Nathan. Meets Nathan and has a huge crush on Nathan, but is still not out as non-binary. But yeah, it's beautiful. I absolutely loved it. I highly recommend picking this up. Again, there's like texts and stuff. I really love a mixed media book. I really love this. I highly recommend it. Definitely pick this up. Alright, number 1. Can anybody guess what my number 1 pick was? I love this book so much. The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. It's my new favorite romance of the year, and I don't know, I mean, it could be that lot. I never thought I was going to read this. Like, I heard about it, I knew it was set in Alaska, and I heard it was good, but I was just like, I don't know. And then I picked it up just because I saw some other booktubers picking it up and absolutely loving it, so I decided, why not give it a try, and holy crap. So we follow Kala, who has never really known her father. He lives in Alaska, and she lived in, I want to say in California? Something like, oh no, she lived in Toronto, Canada, what the hell. And she's never known him, because her and her mom left when Kala was really young, and her father has never really came to see her. I think they've only exchanged phone conversations, and then they haven't talked in years. And then Callie gets a phone call that her father is dying, and Kala decides to go and see him and try to get to know him before he passes. She meets Jonah, who is a complete dick, another hate to love, and it just, like, he's an asshole, but they start to develop feelings for each other, and then it's just like, who cares? I love them so much. You know what's going to happen. You know how hard it's going to be. Like, you just know what the ending is going to be like. And you're just like, can I take this? Like, is it going to break me? Is it going to kill me? And it hurts. Like, this book is just so heartbreaking, but it's so wonderful, and I absolutely loved it, and I highly recommend it. The sequel is coming out soon, I think in March. It's called Wild at Heart. I didn't even know there was supposed to be a sequel. I thought this was just going to be a standalone, and I think that it was supposed to be, but then K.A. Tucker was like, nah, I'm going to write a sequel to it, and I'm just freaking out. I can't wait for it. I want to reread this one right now. Like, I want to reread a lot of these, but this one I think is my top priority because I just want to be invested in this again. But yeah, I loved it. I can't wait for the sequel. I mean, it's my number 1 favorite romance of the year. I still couldn't believe that. That and my favorite fantasy. Like, I couldn't believe that my favorite fantasy was that book. I'm not going to say it because just in case you haven't watched that video and you want to, go check that down. Check that link down below. I will leave those links. But yeah, that's it for me today, guys. That was my 15 favorite romances. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again with another. Happy reading, guys. Bye.